name is Christina Cola-Colucci. I'm the head of business advisory at Woodburn Accountants and Advisors. And in today's episode, we are going to be looking at how to employ talent in China. Let's face it, no two businesses are the same, but there are many common challenges. And high on that list is hiring. Because no matter what industry you're in, finding that perfect candidate is just never easy. Sifting through resumes can feel like a minefield at times, and that's often only half the battle. As well as processing the right degree of knowledge and expertise on paper, the perfect candidate must also be personable, able to see your company vision, and fit in with its culture and ethos. So with so many factors at play, hiring new employees is never going to be an exact science. And that's precisely why so many businesses admit to getting it wrong. On top of these universal challenges, there are those that come specifically from hiring in China in the form of having standard work contracts, understanding the labor law, differing stipulations depending on employment contract type, and whether your business is a rep office, a limited liability company, or even a joint venture. In today's episode, let us get into what exactly you need to know when making a hire in China. The first thing you need to know is how to find the right talent. Naturally, the first step in making a great hire is to hunt down that right talent. Who is out there? The China labor market is rich, as it is varied, but it does still lack in certain areas. Highly skilled workers and specialists in certain industries are definitely underrepresented. Keep this in mind during your search and don't settle for a candidate who doesn't meet your criteria. To get some help, it is advisable to select a recruiter, a headhunter who can assist you with some of that legwork, either by getting your job ad out to a suitable audience or screening. More importantly for me, it's screening employees before they make a formal application. Fortunately, in China, there are many headhunting companies available out there. Now, no talent search can begin until the roles and responsibilities of the job in question have been thoroughly laid out, and everyone involved in the recruitment process has a comprehensive understanding of what's expected from a successful applicant. So your homework on this point is to make sure that you have a valid understanding of what the role is, what the responsibility is, and that you are able to present your company, because basically you're selling your company to these candidates. The second item is picking the right candidate. There are two key parts in this process. Candidates must be screened for both aptitude, attitude, and obviously language capabilities, particularly if you're looking at a bilingual or trilingual candidate. The most effective way to tackle the first of these is to work on a checklist basis. Note down the key skills that the right candidate must have, and then tick them off as you are going through either that screening or that interview part of the application. Any candidate who passes this stage can then be invited for another round of interviews. Attitude can also be really examined in a formal interview setting, either again via Zoom or Microsoft Teams, or again, ideally face-to-face. Consider employing different interview techniques in China to see how your candidates respond. Testing is important, and this is one of your few chances to see their reaction in a live situation, and more importantly, in a face-to-face meeting. As the borders are now open, this is your advantage to meet people face-to-face. The third is sifting through the China employment laws, and this can be a wild jungle. If you have found a candidate that you think will be a great fit for the company and fits the role that you're looking for, well, first of all, congratulations, because that's a needle in a haystack to find. But now we're getting on to the strict employment laws. Tackling employment laws in any country is going to be complex because you're new to that culture, you're new to that environment. Educate yourself on those laws. Give yourself the 10 biggest things that you have to think about in terms of probation, in terms of termination laws. Do you need an employee handbook? What are data protection laws nowadays? These are all things that you have to start understanding. And if you plan on hiring a foreigner, also understanding what the work permit and residence visa regulations are as well. The fourth one is drawing up the contract and obviously the handbook. Highly recommend utilizing a law firm to make sure that you have a bulletproof employment contract and handbook on hand. Obviously, the lawyers will understand what clauses have to be inside based on new updated regulations, particularly with the idea of the data protection and privacy laws. It is really important to make sure that those clauses are now inside. The fifth is understanding social insurance requirements in China. When you're offering a offer letter to a candidate, make sure you understand the breakdown of the social insurance and housing fund regulations, and what is included in that. And then last but not least, one thing that a lot of foreign investors fail on is helping new employees to settle in. Always remember that the hiring process doesn't end on your new employee's first day, nor is it mission accomplished after the successful completion of the probation period. Settling into a new company takes time, especially for a new expatriate residing in China for the first time, or a local Chinese employee that has never worked for a foreign investor before. It's not surprising that some employment experts believe it can take over a year for a new employee to be fully productive in a new company. Of course, you'll want your new starter to be performing a lot sooner than that. And in most cases, they will be. But that is only possible if you have committed to giving them all the training, all the guidance, and all the support they need in those important early stages. Because once you have overcome one of the biggest challenges, hiring new staff, you now move straight on to another one, which is maintaining and keeping them. To keep them, it is recommended for senior employees to be trained in the head office to gain a sense of country, culture, philosophy, mission, as well as meeting colleagues that they'll be working with daily, albeit from a distance. Invest in your employees in China, and they will invest in you. I hope today's episode has helped you. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care and goodbye.